Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your dungeon master, Anthony Reed. Today's episode is going to be a little different than normal. It's a special that we've put together for you. Mike and Steph, who play Jebeddo and Jennuvera, recorded a special recap of everything that happened in Year 3, and I think they did such a good job that I'm just putting it out as this week's episode. I think it's that important. They do a great job encapsulating everything that we did. There's some cool theories and just a good way to remember everything that happened this year, and it was a lot. A special episode deserves a special announcement, and so our special announcement is this year, the end of August, beginning of September, I believe it is the 27th through the 2nd, you should get down to Atlanta, Georgia and see us at DragonCon. We are doing a live show from DragonCon this fall. I don't know any more details than that yet, but we're absolutely going to be recording something and having an opportunity for people to come and see us. So if that's in the cards for you at all, find a way to get down to Atlanta and come and enjoy our show. We are very excited about this. This is huge for us. And a live show like that is only possible because of our patrons. Patrons like Keys, Kyle, Michael, David, James. Without you, there'd be no opportunity to do this. If you're not a patron yet, go and join them and the many others that we have over there that are helping to support the show, helping it grow, helping it do really cool things like this DragonCon show. And what we do there, we will record a ton of stuff. We will release it on the feed. So even if you can't be there in person, eventually you'll get to hear it. But this kind of thing is only possible with your support, and we cannot thank you enough. So head over to patreon.com/adventureinc. Become a patron today. That's all this week. Please enjoy this special recap episode, and we'll be back next week with new stories for you. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and wenches, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Keth, the fighter monk.
Guys, there's a lot of puppy in this cloak. I needed to say it.
What?
Jennuvera, the sorcerer. Jennuvera, you're sitting there next to Clyde, who just goes, "What the fuck?"
I hold up my hand for a high five.
Jebeddo, the rogue. As soon as they see the five of you, their expression hardens.
Well, we'll see you later. And Jebeddo just turns.
Gillik, the paladin warlock.
But you're dying again, right? Like, you die, then you get a spirit.
And you're nothing.
And then
you become nothing.
And then you're nothing. That sounds like bullshit. Let's go kill the Death Lord.
And Asher, the druid barbarian. Yeah, but I'm asking specifically why Jeff is important to Asher.
It's just the first name. You know what? I don't have to justify this.
Prepare yourselves, for this is the tale of Adventure Incorporated.
Okay, so yeah, how do you want to do this recap this year? Anthony didn't fucking write it for us, so
Yeah, well, Anthony is busy.
yeah, sure.
So I think I have all of the notes. I have the Bible of Adventure Incorporated right in front of me. So I think it'd be fun to see what you remember, and then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, or missing 4 months worth of episodes.
That won't happen. I know everything that happened. I've got this.
Oh yeah, well, where did we start on Year 3?
Well, this is cheating because you already told me before we started. But Year 3 started with us meeting a small goblin man by the name of Poxon, played by some jerk-off from a different podcast that
No,
we
we
hate.
love you, Phil.
No, we hate
Oh,
Botched.
gosh, no.
Remember?
I hate conflict.
I remember Poxon had a thing that we needed to go steal, right?
Yes. We were stealing from the King of Thieves.
Yes, and we don't know what that was.
Well, he stole from me. I know that now.
Well, sure. I also knew that then.
Well, okay.
But so he had to steal something from the King of Thieves. Did we ever find out what that thing was?
I don't think so because I don't have it. I know we fought a lot and then we made a runaway.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that was the first time we saw the mage-resistant armor. Remember on those guys?
Shoot, no, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that like iridescent armor.
Yeah.
That shit was bad.
Yes.
Bad news.
Very bad news. I'm sure that'll come back now that we've reminded Anthony of it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. He definitely would have forgotten. That's classic Anthony, forgetting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So King of Thieves super hates us.
Yep.
But we escaped.
Yep. And then after that...
because we had RoboClug. We had dead RoboClug or empty RoboClug. And they put him on a horse.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Yep. So we ended up going to the castle in Emberfall, and we met Gillik's brother.
Oh, the vampire. Yeah, in the basement.
Yeah. So we were going through the tunnels of the...
Oh, right. And this is when we sent RoboClug back home. Just
alone.
You've got this, dog. You know where you live. Bye.
Don't worry. Later on in the year 3 recap, we'll circle back up with RoboClug.
What could have gone wrong? Fuck.
So this is when we went to the next ley line.
Yes. That was... So we had to get through Emberfall. We used...
really bad waiter skills.
Yep. We were waiters. And then we used... didn't we use the... No, we didn't. This was when we used really bad waiter skills to get through the doors. We shut the doors behind us, and then we met Omen.
Right.
Right.
So they were like, "Blah, come with us." And we were like, no, because we're in a volcano.
Yeah. We wanted to go inside the volcano and see the lava. Omen wouldn't let us. So then eventually we did, though. We went with them back to Bradmont.
Yep. We talked to Caliph.
Stand trial.
Right.
And they wanted us to do it in front of everyone.
Oh, and Greywood smashed Gillik in the back with an axe, cut him in literal half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was spicy.
But we were cleared of all charges.
Well, yeah, because we didn't do anything wrong.
Well, yeah, but...
And then finally Caliph was like, oh, right, all that stuff that I thought was true, maybe I'm an idiot. Surprise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was real nice. It was nice to
Be
know
right.
that nothing is right in this world and we're the most right.
That's right. What I learned from that as Gebeddo is that he's always right, and the many pennies are never wrong, and everything we do is the right thing to do.
Right. That feels right.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting like a swoop back to the ley line from Caliph because he had made the portal.
Swoop, you mean a portal, right?
Yeah. No. Wait. No. Something about we went on the ethereal realm.
Yes, the ethereal plane. Yeah.
Right. Because he can't do swoop portals both ways.
Oh, right.
He's a mediocre magician.
Right.
But we went through
and we saw that eye that was watching us.
Right, exactly. And lava.
Well, I mean, we thought it was lava.
It was lava.
I believe that that's what you wrote because you yelled a lot. No, it's lava. Shut up, it's lava.
It's the best thing I yell.
So, and then it ended up being evocation, right? That was the ley line?
I think that was the ley line. Yeah.
And we had to fight all those red beholders, and then we came across that city. Or
and,
not the city, the castle.
Bubble.
Yeah.
The castle in a bubble where we met Baum.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't ripped from a Stephen King novel, so that's fine.
Yeah, Anthony's safe.
Yeah, our IP is protected. Don't come at us.
Fun fact, we learned that evocation is the closest to necromancy because all of the ley lines are stacked. And divination is the furthest one away from evocation. That just felt like a fun fact to throw out there.
Oh, nice. I don't remember that. Yeah. I do remember that it was crazy violent.
Yes, and he has a caged mind flayer that we freed.
Yes. And the mind flayer still tried to attack us anyway, which felt bad.
Balance came in.
Mm-hmm.
to help out Keth.
Right. Because Keth was Kethin.
Yeah. So we got the evocation. We fought the Mind Flayer because we were like, hey, little buddy, we'll set you free. And he was like, yeah, no, I hate that, though. I made a new noise for it, and you just went back to the...
Right.
No. Oh, my God, I hate it so much.
Also, don't forget, there was an aboleth. Remember that huge snake-like creature that was flying around and like crashed through the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh. Good to know.
That was spicy.
So we got back to Adventure Incorporated, and Gillik said, "Don't celebrate. I'm in trouble." So
was that like a cliffhanger?
Yeah, it was a cliffhanger. You know, because it's in all caps at the end of a rest blank page.
Oh, sure. According to the Podbean notes, I made a difficult choice. I don't know what that was.
It's probably letting the Mind Flayer free.
I assumed it was something inconsequential that Anthony was making fun of me for, but you might be right.
No. You made a difficult choice because Gillik disappeared and you called to the Shadow Lord. You were going to give yourself up to the Shadow Lord, but I legit just got chills all over the place because now I remember that's when Caliesto like stopped me and was like, "Yo, dog, don't do that. Become my champion." Yes.
That was sick.
Yep. It was an actual difficult choice.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony.
I just figured he was being a bully.
The beginning of the next set of notes is, we ask Balance to let Keth back out to play.
Great.
And this is when we were all together in person.
Oh.
So Gillik told us that the Shadow Lord recruited him to help Gorm and like had assigned him to go to the desert to find Gorm. So we're back at Adventure Incorporated. And King Harriman was there to see us. So we went to see her. She told us there was a huge issue. But we didn't remember her because we had given up the memories of her.
Yes. Wait. Oh, right. Sorry. I was thinking in order. So like we haven't gone to Harriman yet.
No.
Right.
No. But we went, so she was like, hey, you need to come to Ishtara and help us because there's a djinn there. Whoops.
Yikes. How'd it get there?
Oh, inconsequential.
Don't listen to year 2 recapped, because that'll clue you in that it was our fault. Surprise.
Then Clyde came back, so that was important, but he was married to the Lady of Knives at that point.
Also important.
Unimportant.
Well.
So we went to the castle, and we went with a suit to the king, the Lady of Knives. So we kept waiting and waiting and waiting. Asher made his own door in the wall, which was super funny.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't let us through the regular one.
Oh, and then Wall of Goats happened.
Yep.
Once we did finally get in there.
And then
what?
And then what?
Oh, probably nothing important. So anyway.
And then Clyde stabbed the Lady of Knives, and she's dead.
Yeah, literally the coolest thing Clyde has ever done happened, and he said, "Long live the king," or whatever.
Yeah, it was so good. It was the most amazing thing. So he was arrested, but then they found out that he's the king now. What's up?
Yeah. Surprise rewriting the laws to allow yourself to murder the king and then not only get away with it, but also be crowned king.
It's pretty cool.
It's honestly, that's pretty good. Like, I don't like to say this ever, but good job, Clyde.
Yeah, but we got to talk to Clyde, and it was nice. And then I wanted to talk to because we wanted to find Ellatrix again.
Right.
So I called on the Magic Man because I had power over him because I knew his name. It's really cool. And for a moment, I thought Clyde was the Magic Man because Anthony did some weird body possessing stuff. That was awkward.
Oh, do you remember just before you called the Magic Man when we had to have that really sad talk with Patrick Darkheart about his aunt being dead?
Yeah.
I noticed that you skipped right over that part.
Yeah. I did. It's fine.
That was tough.
Because it was after this.
No, it wasn't.
Oh. You're right.
I know. I'm cheating.
Rude. Okay, so we barter with the magic man and
oh yeah, you finally cashed in that favor from year 2 when you knew his name and you were like, we'll make a deal at a later point. And so you finally figured out what we were going to do with that.
Right.
We wanted him to get, what was it, the cup or the dagger?
We wanted him, I tried to get him to get the cup of Salius, but because he was the first angel of Salius and didn't know it, he couldn't hear the word Salius.
Got it.
So we sent him to get the dagger.
Yes.
So we got back to Adventure Incorporated, and the remaining Bisu brother was there, had everyone tied up and locked up in a tower. Farah was there as well, and we freed them all. No, yeah, we freed our people. And Farah, kind of.
Well, you freed Farah.
Then you shot her in the back.
Correct. Because she wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, it's so awkward.
I did the right thing. Which I guess technically also happened before you called the Magic Man.
No, because I called the Magic Man again after this. So I had it backwards.
Got it.
Well, I didn't have it backwards.
I was
we
wrong
went to
on,
see
yes.
Yeah, we went to see Clyde. I called the Magic Man. That was kind of just a
chit chat.
Just a chit chat. We went back to Adventure Incorporated, freed all our friends, put Farah in jail. Then we went to talk to Patrick Darkheart. I have a note that says it goes great. So
Oh, sounds like it went great.
sounds like it went great.
Don't listen to episode 124. It went great.
We found out that Clyde did not plan the murder of the Lady of Knives alone, which this detail I forgot. He planned it with Adnan.
Great.
Amazing.
Great work, Adnan.
Yep.
Definitely not overstepping boundaries. Definitely. Shoot, we should have fired Adnan probably.
I mean, he's like my third dad. He's the only one I got left.
Wait, who's your second dad?
Remember the black dragon whose blood I have in me?
You count him as a dad?
Like, I guess a father. 'Cause
Really?
any man can be a father. But it takes...
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah, so we send the Magic Man to go get the dagger.
Got it.
Yeah. But we left Adnan and Iron Shaper in charge. Clearly, we also had forgotten that Adnan helped kill the Lady of Knives.
Yeah, not a problem. Clearly, Adnan and Iron Shaper in charge is going to be really great, and everything good is going to happen. The same thing like when we made the robot walk home alone.
Right.
Who still hasn't returned at this point.
Not yet. So we ended up... we were going to the desert to fulfill Gillik's contract with the Shadow Lord. On the way, we ran into Redbridge, who we had not seen in so long, and it was really nice and sad. But then she warned us of a bunch of orcs up ahead who are super powered by some relics.
I feel like we skipped a part where we actually went to see King Harriman.
No, because that was a Patreon episode.
Nope. It was just one episode, but it was episode 127.
Then that's not yet.
The Blubs went. You're right. You right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's probably why it's not in that notebook. Because
Right.
that's Jennuvera's notebook.
Right.
So meanwhile, the Blubs are sent off on a mission by Adnan and Iron Shaper to go help King Harriman clean up the mess that the Many Pennies caused by releasing the djinn. They get to meet Dobrik for the first time, which is really great. And they all kind of try to help out as best they can in classic Blub style, right? They didn't do it all the way. Remember, they killed the djinn or the genie, whatever it was. And then it just came back to life.
Yeah, yikes.
Whoops.
But they're too dumb to notice that. So
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Become a patron to hear the amazing episodes that we do in between with some flavor to the universe.
But
They're
that
real
one
fun.
wasn't a patron episode.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh, sorry. Well, become a patron anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I just
yes.
thought because the blubs are usually patron episodes.
Sure, yeah. But if you become a patron, you get to hear about all sorts of different extra guys. But no, this one was a legit one for public consumption, released September 10th, 2018.
Oh, you're looking at the feed.
Mm-hmm. I'm
You're-
cheating.
You're cheating. Okay. Anyway, we fight some orcs. Keth got a stone. He meets the bone shaman.
Wait,
he gets another
You
dude in
skipped
his
a
head.
whole section.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. We didn't talk at all about what happened with Gorm yet.
We're not there yet.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Doug.
We are on our way to the desert. We run into Redbridge. We fight some orcs. Then we, on the way further to the desert, we meet the magic man who has gashes all over his body. He brought us the dagger. And then we keep going and we finally make it to the desert.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Whatever. It's all the same.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is that little mini arc where you blew up a ton of orcs and Redbridge didn't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, I killed most of the orcs. Like, Gebeddo and Gillik got one together. Asher got, like, two. And Keth killed a half of one. I don't know.
You only
and
got 3.
Well, okay. I killed, like, 18 of them on my own. And Redbridge was like, okay, good teamwork, whatever. You're cool.
That was the one where I was sneaking around in the woods and I stole the orc's crossbow and I shot the other orc with it and tried to get them to fight each other, but they
Yes.
wouldn't
Yes, correct.
because Anthony's a jerk.
Then we got to the desert. We thought we saw a friendicant, but it was actually not a fucking mendicant. It's fucking Gorm. What the fuck? Those are the notes that I have.
Great.
Yep.
I have the many pennies make their way into the desert of Ishtara in search of Gorm Tintreach. Also, Gebeddo makes some hard choices.
More hard choices.
What? Why do I keep having to make these hard choices?
You made the hard choice of leaving his brother, I think.
leaving
In your Gorm memory.
Oh, is that what that is? No, that's
Nope.
the next one.
Here's your hard choice. I should probably read these before I talk about things like I know them.
Why? I've been doing it this whole time
So-
and been wrong.
The ritual. So this universe's Gorm wants to help us get rid of other Gorm. So he's going to take us through Gorm's memories. So he starts the ritual, and we killed a bunch of creatures of shadow who popped up, but then 8 Asmars.
Asimars, sure.
Asmars. The way Anthony pronounced it,
Anthony's wrong.
I wrote it.
And he's not here to defend himself.
So because you are an agent of Caliesto, you were conflicted because you didn't want to kill angels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice of me.
But I killed them all in one, so
Thanks.
you're welcome. Okay. So if you want to talk about your memory, then I can talk about everyone else's.
So, what I remember of mine is that we jump into Gorm as he's like about to complete a ritual from his original time waking up Herrick's, and he meets his like mentor, or not meets his, but like we meet his mentor, whose name escapes me.
Thorval.
We meet Thorval, and then we also meet his brother, whose name also escapes me.
I didn't write it down because you abandoned him immediately.
Rude.
Well,
He's important.
not enough to save.
Okay, that feels like an attack on me. But yeah, so we go through the process of setting up this ritual where all the dragons, each colored dragon, pulls magic from the ground into this center area to wake up Herix. As we're about to complete the ritual, we're ambushed by all of the greater races all at once who overwhelm us, kill all the other dragons except Thorval and I, and we escape through a portal that... except Thorval and Gorm, and then Gorm creates a portal that he and Thorval escape through.
Mm-hmm. So then Keth was in the memory.
Oh, yeah, this is the Quantum Leap, the start of Quantum Leap, where I'm the ghost and Keth is the person.
Yes. So in Keth's memory of Gorm, he learned that all of the dragons, in the new universe, all the dragons are dead, so they needed a new way to get that energy from the ley lines. And that's when they went to Penelope in Jebeddo's old village, who had the plan for the hammy slammer machines, ground pounding machines. So they stole the plans, and then something else bad happened, but I didn't write it down. So they escaped to a new universe. In the new universe, Gillik was...
Oh, I remember what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What's his face? Elatrix turned into the Quaddle and caused a huge scene.
Because Penelope called. Okay.
Yes, using her little green stone.
Yep. So then they in the new universe 3 of our memories, Gillik as Gorm helped build the machines. They came across United Kingdoms. Oh, so built the machines, and then at the end, all of the kingdoms were united as an army led by Elatrix, who defeated Gorm. So he jumped to universe 4, which was Asher. And it was a similar world that they escaped to. So his first goal was to disassemble the kingdoms while they were building the machines. So then when Elatrix and his army showed up, it was a small army, but they had weapons from Iron Shaper.
That's right.
So then he was defeated again into universe 5 of our memories, which was Jennuvera's. And his first plan of attack was to snag Iron Shaper, then build the machines. And then at the end of that is when Elatrix broke the pact with the dragons. So he broke the gods' pact to not interfere, using Patrick Darkheart, bleeding him, his blood, killing him with Thalias's dagger. Or sorry,
Mercus's dagger.
Mercus's dagger.
Big dumb Mercus's dagger.
Yeah, big dumb Mercus. Shh, all gods are great.
Except dumb Mercus.
So then the dragons came, and that's when Gorm escaped into our universe. Fun note about that is that in that one, when Jennuvera was Gorm, Anthony made him face the many pennies, and I had to murder all of us, and it was super stressful and super sad, and I felt really bad about it. Me, Stephanie, as a person, felt really bad about it because...
It's true. Me, Mike, the person, had to work through that with you, Stephanie, the person.
Yeah, it was real rough, and Anthony's kind of a butthole, so...
Well,
yep.
I mean, we knew it happened.
Anyway.
Definitely not still holding on to that one.
Nope. So we were back awake in the desert.
Oh, this is when we all got in a fight because I didn't want us to do anything. I just wanted us to chase him off into the next reality because that's not Jebeddo's problem.
Mm-hmm.
Jebeddo's problem is the reality he lives in.
Right.
And everyone else was like, no, that's terrible. You're a monster. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. So we now the many pennies have to balance taking away magic from enough of the ley lines that he can't do his ritual, but also not lead him. We also have to explore the other avenues that he's using to replace the ley lines.
Without making it obvious.
Without making it obvious. Because if we make it obvious that this is what we're doing, he's going to jump realities. So it was a really emotional time, and we walked back from the desert.
It took forever.
From Ishtara, walking through Bradmont, where we stumbled upon a nice little farm.
Oh, Clevin.
Yeah.
Clevin and the boy.
Yeah, and Anthony had a new voice for us. Year 3.
That's
year
right.
3,
Year
ladies
3,
and gentlemen.
new voice.
So Cleven's talking about his farmhand boy, and we see that it's
Clug.
yay, RoboClug. So we had a difficult decision to make because RoboClug was dying. His essence and soul were draining out of the crystals in his robo body.
And he's ours. Like, he's our bud.
Yeah.
He's not Cleven's boy.
Right. So we needed to take him back to Adventure Incorporated immediately. But we good?
Yeah.
Okay. But we didn't want to leave Cleven unprotected. We didn't want to take away his
what?
protection.
Sweet.
His security guard. Yeah, so we decided to split the party.
Was that a we decision?
Well, to be fair, Jennuvera said, I would like to stay here and protect Cleven. You guys can go back and take Clug with you.
Cool.
She needed some time.
Just making sure that, because I know what happens next. I remember this because it's fresh. And so I just want everyone listening to this recap to remember that it was Jennuvera's decision to do this before we talk about what happens next.
All right. Well, so Jennuvera and Gillik ended up staying at Cleven's while Jebeddo, Keth, and Asher brought Clug back to Adventure Incorporated. And I will let you, Mike, take away for your part of the your happy, successful adventure. Spoiler alert.
So basically what happened was the 3 coolest, cleverest, strongest, most
all right.
conventionally attractive people
Okay.
in the party.
What?
Well, people.
Yikes.
No, actually, that's not true. None of us are people.
None of us is people.
Weird.
Soylent Green is people.
Anyway, the 3 of us decided to take our robot friend back to Adventure Incorporated. We got him there, and we're presented with a really difficult choice again. God damn it. Where Redbridge had found out that Elatrix was finally ready to listen to us and meet with us. He sent in a letter to Redbridge saying, hey, I'm ready. Come meet me. But at the same time, we also needed to go find Viltroth, who we found out was in Verena, so that we could solve this whole Clug problem. We decided that was more pressing because we didn't want to deal with Elatrix, not alone, not with everybody, not at all, but especially not alone. And so we decided to take the easy route out and head to Verena. That's not a problem. Only 2 out of the 3 of us are wanted for crimes in Verena.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Right.
I
I also didn't know Keth was wanted for crimes in Verena before then. Did you know that stuff?
No.
Great. Cool. Glad to not be alone. But yeah, so it turns out we get there and Verena's very different from when Jebeddo had left it. And we find out that there's been a plot to kill the king of Verena. And turns out that it was Farah Shadow who had done that. You may remember Farah Shadow as being the person that Jebeddo tried to kill unceremoniously by stabbing in the back when she was hired to kill us from year 1. Or maybe you remember from earlier in this year, year 3, when Jennuvera tried to let her go after she invaded the Adventure Incorporated compound, and Jebeddo again tried to kill her for doing that.
Yep.
So Farah and I are tight. We got a really good bond. So when we come to visit, she's super excited to see us and really helpful and definitely not crazy frustrated with us. And, right, Keth's in love with her.
Yeah, super in love.
To be fair, Keth is in love with everyone.
And she's real hot.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're into devils, like Boner City. Also, Anthony, I'm not sorry about saying Boner City in a year recap. I feel like the people should know what they're getting into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, what's happening with you and Gillik?
Oh boy, Gillik and I decide that this is our chance to
Become best friends.
Yes, and reunite the kingdoms, because we saw in Gorm's memory that part of the reason Gorm was able to do stuff is because he split the kingdoms. So we knew it was his work that had split them in our universe. So we went to King Greywood. We tried to go to King Greywood. We tried to get an audience with him, but we ran into Kaelith, and Kaelith was like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea. He's not going to listen to you.
Why not?
Because he only listens to his most trusted advisor.
Sounds like a Jafar situation.
Yes! That's what I was going for. Oh, you weren't. Okay. But yes. That my voice was like an Aladdin voice.
I know it was.
Okay, great. So that trusted advisor was Gillik's dad.
Papa
Papa
Erdran? Why?
So we were like, hey, let's go talk to Gillik's dad.
I heard Gillik's dad is fine.
Yeah, he's not fine. Half his face is bone.
Bone?
Yeah, like the squiggly, veiny.
Yeah, I don't think it's bones.
Rotted.
You're
into
picturing
bone.
bones?
Yeah, like his skin is like little flaps of it are like still like receding away from his jawline, and you just see like all this bone under like tight, sinewy, greenish flesh.
I don't think that's the case.
That's canon now, bitches. Draw it up.
See, Anthony, you should have fucking written this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, Gillik's dad's boner face is the prime advisor for the king, right?
Yeah. So let's jump back to you guys in Verena.
Why? You don't want to talk about what happens next?
No, just go jump back to you.
What happens next
Jump
for
back
you
to
is
you.
fine. So in Verena, we find out exactly where Viltroth is hiding, and it turns out he's with two of the lesser Cardoza, formerly lesser Cardoza gang members. For those keeping score at home, Jebeddo's final mission for the all-seeing blade, his weapon formerly known as my Swishy, is to kill the Cardoza clan. And so these two folks, when Jebeddo left, were small-timers. You know, they kind of hanger-oners. And when they get back, the twins have amassed a lot of power in Verena. And so they've got this sweet opera house / auction house / evil lair that they live in, basically, and like operate out of.
But you'll never be able to be traced back to that auction house, right?
Oh no, of course not. None of the players did anything that would, give them that information. Oh, wait, actually. So, Keth decided that the fashions of the auction house were too much to avoid, and decided to place bids on basically everything that you could wear in the auction house.
Well, he only gave them his name and address and contact information.
Yeah. He luckily only provided all of the details necessary for them to trace back to Adventure Incorporated, us. And then we decided that we were going to kill the Cardozas where they were because they were holding Viltroth hostage. So we did that. the actual plan went off pretty much without a hitch. It was a little hairy for a minute, but everything worked out. The Cardozas were dead, and we rescued Viltroth and came back to Adventure Incorporated as victors.
Yep.
It felt really good. We were all super excited to be coming out on a win.
Great.
And that's when y'all were having your own wins, right?
Yeah, we did a really great job. It was cool. We had a nice meeting with Gillik's dad. Nothing bad happened except Gillik threw his holy symbol and Shadow Lord carving into a vat of blood and everything exploded. And then I woke up in the castle chained to a thing because they thought that I blew up half of the town and Gillik was nowhere to be found. So that was cool.
Hey, can I get a quick clarifying question?
Yeah.
That vat of blood, was there anything special about that, or was that just a vat of blood?
You know, it was so for Blood Iora, for the evil side of Iora, or I guess the other side of Iora.
Hey, who's to judge?
Who's to yeah.
Alignment charts don't exist in 5th edition. It's fine.
So, Gillik's dad was like, "Drink this blood. You'll see the light." And Gillik did some, his spooky evil stuff on it and couldn't find any traces of evil in it. So unsure. Let's bookmark that one for year 4.
I mean, my theory, and this is just a theory, Anthony's not here to disprove it. My theory is that that's the essence of Iora.
Oh, sure. But we also saw essence of Iora in the pure golden form as the blubs in that episode we were talking about earlier when we went to Ishtara, to see Harriman.
Vedris might be what you were thinking, the capital city.
Mm-hmm. So that, yes.
And so, just a real quick, because I don't think we've talked about this, the essence of Iora, the dagger of Mercus, and the chalice of Salius are the 3 things that would be needed to break the pact between Celestials, Fae, and Shadow, right?
I don't think the pact was between all of them. I think it was just a pact between Celestials to not interfere.
Oh.
I don't think the Fae or Shadow were involved in that at all, but that's a good clarifying question for Anthony.
I'm glad we put a weird theory in the middle of this. We'll probably just cut this part out.
Yeah, we'll probably just cut this out. So, back from cut, I woke up chained to a table, and Greywood came in, and he was all mad at me because I blew up half his city, and I was like, "Listen, I just want to find my friend Gillik," and he was like, "No, rawr, you are bad," and I was like, "Don't be rude," and then some cannonballs hit the castle because the orcs were attacking, and I was like, "Just let me go fight. I'll prove I'm not bad." So guys, this was really cool. I had just learned the spell. What's the spell? Telekinesis. So I went out into the battlefield and I started just slamming on orcs. I was just murdering them left and right. Fireball, acid, everything. Like, vitriolic sphere, murder. And then I get to the orc leader, and he's got the glowing crystal because he's possessed by an orc god or whatever. And I was like, no. And so I flew above all of the orcs, like throwing magic down and like fighting this orc god man. And then I ripped the stone out of his head, and I was flying in the clouds. And then the orc god was like, "You don't belong here. You're not an orc. I'm going to murder you." And I was like, "Hey, how about you don't? I promise I'll give it to an orc." And he was like, "Okay." So that was really fun. And Greywood was like, "Okay, I guess you're cool. That was pretty rad of you. You can go home now." And so I made a deal that we would lend Adventure Incorporated troops to help them with the orc problem whenever he needed it, if he promised to like ally himself back with the rest of the kings of New Merida. So Jennuvera, all in all, did a pretty good job, except for the fact that Gillik died.
So other than killing one of the main party members, you did a great job.
Thank you. That means a lot.
So yeah, and then that's when we all kind of get back together, right? And the three of us arrived slightly before you did, so everybody was very happy to see Viltroth. Redbridge had this very beautiful, touching moment. We were all so happy to have a win, and then you showed up alone with a dead Gillik story.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we don't actually know what happens with Gillik at this point, right? Like, this is a big...
So I had some dreams about the Shadow Lord, or about something. Like, I've got this feeling resonating in me that says he's mine, I've taken him. So that was the only...
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's when we tell Viltroth, who says, oh, sure, I've got to give myself up to the Shadow Lord, but I also have to save Keth first.
Right.
And so Viltroth turns Keth
Clug.
into... You're right, Clug. Viltroth turns Clug... God, fucking K names.
Also, did you talk about the really nice reunion? I was looking for my new notes because they were in the online stuff now. The reunion between Redbridge and Viltroth.
Yeah, and how sweet and touching and wonderful it was, and how everybody had a win, and then you came back with a loss. Yeah.
Sorry, I was searching through. If you become a patron, you can actually see my uploaded notes. That's one of the rewards on one of the tiers. So they're pretty fun. I draw pictures.
And they're better pictures than Anthony draws.
This one has a spooky ghost Clug that says, spoopy time, ooh, I'm Clug.
Right, because Clug gets turned into a spoopy ghost, but like not a spoopy ghost because he's still Clug.
Right.
So he's like a sweet, dumb ghost.
Fun, silly ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
A big, dumb ghost.
Viltroth had to do that.
He also yelled at you lots.
He did. He was really, really aggressive and really mean. So Jennuvera ran away crying. Jennuvera ran away crying.
Also
Jennuvera.
Steph also.
And I went to talk to my new best friend, Evian Redbridge. Not to be confused with other names of bottled water companies.
Right. No, this is just Evian.
Yeah. So she is the former king of Paranith. She's also a vampire. She's super freaking cool. And
she looks like a little baby child.
Yeah, like a little girl. Like a little 6-year-old girl. Weird. But she's awesome and super badass, and she's going to help me figure out the corruption in the dragon blood. So that's cool. So I went to talk to her, then went back to Viltroth, who was saving Keth by turning him into a spoopy ghost.
Nope. Clug,
damn it.
See? K names.
Yeah. So then Viltroth sacrificed himself to save Gillik from the Shadow Lord, because that's where Gillik was just being tortured
forever.
Right? So, so much so that he lost all of his own humanity, which is why we didn't mention this before, which is why his hammer appeared to me in Bradmont, which is how we knew, quote unquote, that he was dead.
Right.
So that was sad.
And so, yeah, Viltroth made a huge sacrifice. He basically decided, oh no, I don't care as much about my own personal happiness or the happiness of the people that I love, and instead I'm going to sacrifice myself for Gillik so that the many pennies can save the world. Weird vote of confidence. No pressure. That's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
And then Redbridge is super sad and is like, I can't go talk to Elatrix. You guys have to go deal with it. And so we did. That was super intense. Elatrix was ready to open the gates.
To call the Fae.
To call the Fae back to Onmaneth. And so we supported that. And when that happened, an angel of...
Yeah, so as he started to cast the ritual to open the gate, the magic man dropped in and was like, yo, I can't stay, but my brothers and sisters are coming, and y'all better get ready to fight.
Yeah, and Angel Asalius comes down and basically squares up on us. we talked through it a little bit.
But there was also lots of fighting going on, and
Oh
Keth
yeah,
got really
Keth
aggressive.
was really mad at you.
Yeah, because I had the other orc stone.
And you lied to him.
I didn't lie to him.
You lied to the orc god.
I didn't lie to the orc god because I thought Redbridge was half orc. So I was always intending on giving the stone to Redbridge. But apparently, guys, she's not. She's a human. So there's that.
So you lied by
Mistake. I mean, honest mistake. And so Keth was like, give me the stone. And I was like, oh, God, no, because you're scary. And he was like, you're going to be the death of us all. And I was like, holy shit, that's really mean, Keth. And he was like, I don't care. And then he flew on his broom because we found a mendicant and got lots of fun stuff. And Keth has a flying broom now.
Yep. And then after that, we opened the gate.
Yeah, because we were able to talk through it with Teledoc the angel and not...
Teledoc.
Yeah, not murder each other.
That's right. Yeah, and then we did a health insurance bit for a long time.
Yeah, lots of bits in there. We don't need to go through the bits.
That's just what I remember. I'm doing what I remember. This is a recap. And then it turned out that the Fae were actually refugees and they couldn't fix any of our fucking problems, so they were just another problem to deal with. And we had to go into the Fae realm now to close the gate. There was a really angry Fae, but they were super far away and couldn't stop us in time to close the gate. And we escaped. We met Lanier, the big daddy of all Fae, who basically gave the greater races all their power, which is kind of cool.
There was a lot of confusion about seals.
Yep.
Because...
again, another bit.
Yeah, well, this is important because the Dark Fae are called the...
Unseelie.
They're the Seelie and Unseelie Fae.
Right. The bad ones are the Unseelie.
Yeah.
Yes. Just say yes, because that's right.
Yes.
Good work.
Yeah. So, we... Yeah. But then his title is Puck and his name is Seal, and he is a satyr. We got lots of information about this guy that we talked to. There are just pictures of seals all over this paper, so sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, so anyway, after we closed the gate to the Fae,
in the gate of the Fae, though, we ran into
we talked about this. We ran into the bad one that was super far away, and we were able to escape without a problem.
Oh, well, sorry. I was reading my notes.
You
I
were
wasn't
looking at
listening
pictures
to you
of
talking.
seals.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We did it. We closed the gate.
A+ work.
Good job, us.
We did it. And then we went back home.
And found out that Adnan fucked up. He sent adventurers to open the Shadow Gate. This is the time where it'd be really nice to have like a visual podcast because the look on our faces would be just like, it would tell you everything you need to know about that decision.
Yeah, so basically Adnan decided to open the portal to the ley line of Shadow. And don't worry, it's cool. There's no bad guys there, is what the report came back as saying.
Yep. So, but we had to go close it because we don't want the Gate of Shadow staying open.
And we finally got to hang out with Evan, and Evan called us on all our bullshit.
Yeah,
we were being real bad teammates.
Super marriage counselored us.
Yeah, we were being bad friends to each other, and we deserved to be called out, and we had a big talk.
Everyone hugged.
That's true.
And then we closed the Shadow Gate.
That's true.
Yeah. We fought a beholder, so that was nice.
Yeah, like a real one.
Yeah, a real one.
Oh,
no.
And then after that, we
went home.
Yep.
And
as soon as we got there, Kaelith was like, "Fuck, it's on, y'all."
Right. So we got home. There was a huge flash in the ritual chamber, and Kaelith was like, "Hey, remember that deal you made with Greywood? For him to be part of the Council of Kings again? Well, he's cashing in. Orcs are killing us all, and the druids are helping them, and it's all crazy. So we need all of your troops.
And that's when episode 156 happened, which was
Thank
a
you.
super long episode.
Yes. So we found out before we went to fight that the druids were doing a ritual to try and excavate. They were excavating this large metal bird, like 400-foot bird. And they were doing some sort of ritual on it. So we knew that needed to be stopped. And we knew that we needed to defeat all of the orcs.
Now, I don't want to give too much away because I think you should just listen to that episode. But that kind of sets us up to just before episode 156, the War of the Orcs, Part 2, the Battle of Bradmont. I don't actually know if that's really episode 156, but that's what it's titled on Podbean. So maybe that's right.
Maybe. Maybe some of this is right that you've been listening to for the past half hour. Maybe it's not.
Half hour would be generous. We are at 52 minutes.
Holy shit.
Sorry, y'all.
Oh my God.
We like to talk about this podcast.
10 minutes, 1 minute for every week
You're welcome.
of last year.
Hey, keep it up. AdventureIncPod.com is our website. And on that website, we have a wiki. Some of it's filled out and some of it's not. And you are more than welcome to fill that out with us.
Yes, you are.
Also, we have a Discord channel. You can hang out in there. Yeah, be our friends, listen to our show, and rate and review us on iTunes.
We would
Subscribe
love that.
and support.
Yeah.
Thanks. We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey adventurers, DM Anthony here again. I just want to remind you that there are lots of ways to support the show. Head on over to patreon.com/adventureinc. Tell your friends about the show. Rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Links and more can be found at adventureinc.podbean.com. Thanks everyone, we'll see you next week.